What's up, Cabin Fever?
What's up, Snow Ice Ninja?
Bro, we had a nice storm in the last couple of days, and I had a wire down and a bunch of humongous tree branches down, and the wire was hanging over the back steps where Toad has to go outside and laid across the yard. And I'm like, nobody's gonna come out and fix this for a long ass time because it's not on fire. So I called my friend Kelsey and I said, do you have any shears, any kind of clippers with rubber handles? Can we cut this shit off my house? And then she's like, sure, I'll be over in 15 minutes. And we clipped it off my fucking house and threw it to the side of the yard.
And I called 911 because the power line 2 houses down from me exploded when a tree fell on it and set the tree on fire and fell in their backyard. And I never lost power. And I thought, that was a couple days ago. And I thought, oh, all is solved. And then today I took the trash out and my backyard has caution tape all around it because there's a live wire in my backyard and no one knocked on my door and told me.
Jeez, it's a goddamn apocalypse around here.
You know.
I know lots of friends who still don't have power.
Yeah, me too.
We got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But I called you Cabin Fever because you're weird as fuck today, and you called me 2 other times today.
Yeah, you know, friends.
When you said on the last episode of the podcast that you were going to the bar, you didn't go to the bar, did you?
I did not.
No, so you're wacky right now.
No, I had to stay up until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Then I went to sleep. And because I've been on an actual normal sleeping schedule between like 8 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, I woke up like 6 times.
Jeez.
So I didn't really get any sleep. So I'm a little wacky.
I think you're wackier than usual today. Told you. You keep calling me or talking about weird shit.
I cannot, if I have something to say, I want to say it. I don't want to text it.
Yeah, that's like not the normal thinking of people these days.
Yeah, I'm not the normal thinking of people these days. Thank God.
If it wasn't you, I wouldn't have picked up my phone all day. Not a chance.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I'm the only person you answer.
You mean you wouldn't have answered your phone? You'd be holding your phone looking at it all day. You just wouldn't have answered a call today.
1000%, yes.
Yes. If I don't call you, I don't touch my phone at all day.
I know. I've been there. Like the other day, I forget what it was for, but I had to tell you something that felt time sensitive. And I feel like you didn't call me back for a good hour and 15 minutes.
Which is quick.
For you?
Yeah, for me.
I know. Sometimes I have to text the client to like reschedule or to tell them something and they don't answer for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, who doesn't touch their phone for an hour and a half?
Me.
That feels crazy.
Said it before and say it again. People used to get so mad at me when I worked at Our Magazine because I wouldn't touch my cell phone from 9 to 5 because I told people I'm at fucking work. I'm not on my phone. I'm doing my job. If you need to get a hold of me, call my job and they'll put you through to me.
Dang, I wish I could call you at work. I'd be such a menace.
I just put you on the block list.
I'd send you like candy grams.
You know, I was that coworker at all of the jobs I've ever been at. I'm that person who shows up with like a box of like 13 Slurpees randomly throughout the day and just walking through and passing them out, even to people I don't know, like have a Slurpee, have a Slurpee, have a Slurpee. That place. Anytime I leave a place, they really lose something.
I used to do that when I would wait tables too. Especially the cafe that I used to work at, we had a small staff and I'd stop for Slurpees and bring everybody a Slurpee quite often.
Yeah.
We were like real little surprise ninjas.
We are little surprise ninjas.
I like it. I don't even love getting stuff. I just love surprising people and seeing their reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do like giving away gifts.
I do. I really do. I'm like a reborn game show host for sure. This doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I posted in our Patreon and now on our Instagram that we're going to start doing mailbag episodes.
Oh, no.
Fully inspired by the Web Crawlers podcasts, mailbag eps. They're just, me and you talk about it all the time, how they're just the funniest eps and all their callers are so unhinged and they tell the craziest stories. And sometimes they don't even tell a crazy story. They just call in to say nice shit. And that's really nice. And
are these mailbag episodes going to be on the normal feed or are they Patreon only?
No, normal feed.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to edit them, really.
I'm going to have to edit them even more.
No.
Yes.
Well, we'll worry about that later. I don't know if we'll do it once a week.
We'll worry about it later like you do editing.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about this right now. I'm going to talk about all the shit I do.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need another thing to do.
I know, but I think it'll be funny. And also, okay, I was thinking, they might not be every fucking week like the web crawlers. They'll be whenever we feel like doing one. We'll build up a lot and then do like a super app. And then also I was thinking like they kind of play them pretty fast on their episodes and don't really have like that much of a discourse after. But I feel like me and you, like we can like roll it into our own personal stories and thoughts and experiences and kind of flush it out more.
No, I mean that the difficulty with you and I is that we're going to play one phone call and then we're going to riff off of it for 45 minutes.
I know, exactly. So our mailbag episodes quite honestly might have just like 3 calls and then we'll just talk. But I think it'll be fun. I like when people bring up something random and then it brings up a story out of nowhere that we wouldn't have thought of. So I think it'll be good. I think we've already gotten a few and they're pretty funny. They're pretty diverse.
Whatever. Does it have a phone number?
Yes. The number is, and this is the neat part too that I will explain. You know how you sign up for a Google phone number? It gives you like 9 options or something, or 6 options.
Actually, you can pick your options.
No, when you sign up for it, they only show some.
And it gives you the option to choose your number.
Okay, well, I didn't do that. You can't choose your number.
Yes, you can.
Okay, but anyway, listen. So they gave me some to choose from, right? And I was so excited because I've always wanted a 313 phone number, and I am a stupid East Sider, and I don't have a 313 phone number. And then I had read an article recently that said that 313 numbers are like running out, and that they might have to start a new Detroit area code soon. So anyway, so I get on Google, and it suggests a bunch of 313 numbers. I'm like fucking sick, because for those who are not from Detroit, that's like the quintessential fucking Detroit area code. Like you probably heard it in Eminem songs, blah, 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 313. They say it all the time. Anyway.
Right. If you're from Detroit or Saginaw, you always want 313.
Saginaw.
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh my goodness gracious. Sidebar before you give the phone number out. There was a tweet about a guy complaining about what a shithole Detroit was because he grew up here. And then someone said, where in Detroit? And he said, well, Saginaw, so not really Detroit.
That's so far.
And people were like, Saginaw's now, it's an hour and a half away.
Saginaw. It's like 2 hours away. What are you talking about? Anyway. What an idiot. But okay, so we got 313 as the beginning, and then the middle is 444, which is like an angel number or whatever. I thought that was cool. It's / easy to remember. And then the last part of the phone number is 5170, and 517 is Bean's birthday, May 17th. Isn't that cute?
I guess.
So 313-444. 5170 to call us and leave a message. And somebody, I forget where it was either in the Instagram comments or the Patreon comments, but somebody was like, I'm gonna call in when I'm drunk. I'm like, that sounds great. Everybody call when you're drunk. I want these to be absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah, so call whenever you have a crazy story, if you have a ghost story. And then too, so the web crawlers, okay, what you're gonna want to do is call in, give us your name and give us where you're from, just to start with, so we can get a feel for whatever and get to know you. And then they have some people who call like every week almost, and then you get to know these people. There was one girl in web crawlers who was taking her, what is it called, like your driver training test thing, and she kept failing, and then all of us were waiting to see if this girl would pass her driver's test. It's like, we don't know her, but it built up excitement.
So it's 313-444
5170.
5170.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, call as many. If you get cut off when you call and you're telling a story, just call back again and we'll play your voicemail in order. And also, yeah, if you tell like a crazy story or like a work story or a fucking ghost story, and then you have an update in a couple weeks, call again and tell us what the fuck happened. Like, it can be a saga. There's a crazy one on web crawlers where some girl says her mom's a witch, and then she said she hates her neighbors, and then the neighbor's kid fell off a trampoline and broke their arm, and then the girl asked her mom, she's like, did you make the neighbor fall off a trampoline and break its arm? And the mom was like, I don't know. Don't worry about it.
I thought you were going to tell me you went through and you picked out and our phone number was like WooPod.
No, they just suggested me numbers that I could pick, and I picked that one because it had Bean's birthday in it, and angel number and the Detroit number.
I guess it's pretty easy, but those, like, I like to make phone numbers into some, like my phone number growing up was Lilywalk, Liliwok. Like, it was just easier for me to tell people my phone number that way. It was easier for them to remember.
Yeah, people don't see numbers on buttons anymore.
Whatever.
See if it makes something.
It doesn't. It'd be like 313 I which is the 4s, and then 5 would be like L, and then 1 doesn't have any numbers associated to it. Then 7 would be something else, and then 0 doesn't have any numbers associated to it.
It's easy.
Okay, fine.
It'll be fine. It's on our Instagram. It'll be in the notes of our podcast probably. If you have something to tell us,
That would be pretty funny though to say like 313 I 5170.
Oh, did I say at the beginning of this episode that you're insane today?
It's like an Aussie number.
I know. How many episodes in a row are you going to bring up fucking Ozzy? I feel like we brought him up last week.
We didn't bring up Ozzy last week.
And we fucking did. You brought up a Ozzy song or lyrics to fucking...
Oh, to a Black Sabbath song because he sounds high when he's singing.
Sweetly. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I'm just as loopy as I regularly am.
Nah, you're weirder today.
Because I ate Thai food.
Oh, that just fucks you right up, huh?
Oh, that MSG gets in my blood.
I was gonna order takeout today, but I decided to save it till tomorrow because tomorrow is fights, and I like to get myself like a treat meal. Watch my little fights.
How long did it take you to eat your leftover Olive Garden from when we went to Olive Garden?
Bro, I ate it for like 3 days.
Mine was gone the next day.
I stretched mine out a long time.
I came home, I ate the rest of my fettuccine, and then woke up and ate my breadsticks.
No, I stretched mine out for 3 days. And guess what? I got a DM today, and Olive Garden sending us some more shit. Our unofficial sponsors, Olive Garden.
So dumb and wonderful.
I know they're sending us cute stuff.
Did you see our baby boy is 500 pounds today? He's over 500. Fritz!
Fritz! Weighing out at 502. Big chungus.
That is a big chungus.
I love Fritz. I miss them. When I watch their videos, I miss them. I want to see them again. We're gonna. All right, let me talk about a couple movies because that's what I do.
Oh, God.
I watched the much anticipated movie, The Outwaters. It is not for me. It's a found footage movie. It's extremely fucking dark. Like dark, and I'm not talking about dark like disturbing. I'm talking dark like you can't fucking see anything. The beginning of the movie is like normal and it builds a plot and gets you somewhat connected to the characters, but they're pretty vapid and stupid. And then it gets dark and then you can't fucking see anything. And I didn't like it.
You and I had this discussion before, though. I think maybe when we were on our trip to Olive Garden. I feel like because of the genre of found footage, like I watched, within the past few years, I rewatched the original Blair Witch Project, and it's not good.
I have to rewatch it. I haven't watched it like since that era.
Like if you throw your ideas of how you hold it in your head away, it's as bad as any found footage film that's being made today.
See, here's my problem. With that, I feel like there was actually a lore attached, though, and somewhat of a story. I mean, from what I fucking remember, maybe there barely is. But with these 2 recent found footage movies, which were Skinamarink and Outwaters, there is barely, I'm talking barely, a fucking story to anything. And it holds you there for 2 hours, not being able to see anything. Like, my thing is, either you need a story or you need visuals. You can't not have both. You can't have no story and no visuals. That's not a movie.
Right. I think a lot of what people remember about the Blair Witch Project, I could be wrong, but I think that what a lot of people remember about the Blair Witch Project is memories of things that came after they saw the Blair Witch Project. Like people started deep diving if it was a real story, what was the lore behind it, because they didn't understand it when it came out. Like people didn't know if it was a real movie or not.
Yeah, they made it out to be like, well, somebody found this in a fucking cabin. Like, let's watch it.
Right. But even like the way that people hold it in high regard, for sure it was groundbreaking in the moment when it came out. But I think if you watch it with fresh eyes, you realize it's just like not a very great film.
I'll have to watch it again. I believe you. Quite honestly, all I remember from it is like her crying into the camera and the things hanging in the trees and then the guy in the corner at the end. And that's literally all I remember.
Right. So your brain is like negating 95% of the movie because it was just shaky cam, make you sick. Like I remember people being sick in the movie theaters from the shaky cam.
If that made them sick, like then Outwaters would be fucking unwatchable. It's so shaky. And all you hear is like, you know, when you take a video on your cell phone outside and then you play it back and you just hear like wind against a camera fucking
yes,
like that's what the sound sounds like the whole movie. And then I see people tweeting, oh, but the sound design, oh, how are they not going to be nominated for the sound design? I'm like, sound design, you mean wind against a camera phone? That's the sound design? Are you joking? I fucking hated it. Sorry everybody. I do like, listen, we've talked about it before how Winchester is probably our most hated movie we've ever went and seen. I rated
not great.
Winchester a 3 on IMDb. I rated Skinamarink and Outwaters a 3. First movies since Winchester to get a fucking hot 3 worth.
The reason that I would go higher than Winchester is
right.
Winchester. Why is Winchester a lower film? Why does it deserve a 2?
Because they had all the budget in the world and stars, and it still sucked.
Yes, because it was multi-million dollars with real actors and real special effects, and it was still fucking terrible.
I know. That's why I know. That's how I feel about these two. It's like, okay, you did this all yourself. You literally filmed it and wrote it and starred in it yourself. So, you know, I can usually find something redeeming in shit, but bro, they're just both unwatchable for me.
So that was your first movie review.
Okay, that was now we'll get to a good one. I'll save the best one.
Wait, I was going to do my review of my issue of Cosmo Cat that I got, 1950s comic book.
Can people even get this if they wanted to get it?
Oh, I don't think so. It's a comic book from the 1940s and 50s.
Yes,
I don't think so. But anyway, it's very funny. Cosmo Cat helps a mouse on a planet that is sad because he's alone on the planet, and then they become friends at the end. Cosmo Cat, it's for me.
That sounds better than Outwaters, gonna be honest. At least it has a story and a space cat.
And a space mouse.
Oh, space mouse.
And a space mouse. The space cat is Cosmo Cat, but my next comic book was going to be Space Mouse.
Oh, well, I'll just write on IMDb about Outwaters that it didn't have any space animals, and that is bullshit.
That's a good review.
Bullshit. Okay, then I watched this Spanish language horror movie called Huesera, but it's spelled Huesera. And it's about a girl who gets pregnant, and then everything starts going wrong and her body starts cracking and everything turns into a nightmare. It's essentially an allegory for like how women are kind of like pressured to have kids in society, and then like, you know, like your spouse's family wants you to have a kid, and your family wants you to have a kid, and your spouse wants you to have a kid, and then you're like, fucking fine, I'll have a kid, and then when you're pregnant you're like, I don't even know if I wanted this thing.
Yeah.
So it's nightmarish, but then also it's got all this cool shit in it. It's got like ghosts in it, it's got witches in it, it's got a punk rock show in it, it's got a pretty intense same-sex sex scene in it. So just go ahead and don't throw this on in front of like your parents or somebody that would be awkward to watch a sex scene with. There's a warning for you, because that's always awkward when you're like, that shit comes on and you're like, well, this is awkward.
You're sitting with your parents and someone's getting plowed.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's shot really beautiful. It's just really good. It was so good. It was really good. I know it's gonna be on my top of the year for sure. And it's directed and written by a female. I know directed. And the people from Hellbender tweeted about it too and said that it was brilliant. So it's really good.
Well, I'll give it a shot. I think I'm following the director on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
I was super impressed. It's just got cute shit in it too. Like it's just very, I don't know. There's something very real and cozy about it. Like when they're setting up for the baby to come, like she makes the crib and it's very like DIY, cute, crafty. I don't know. There's just like some neat stuff in it where I'm like, this is cute. And then there's fucked up shit.
Going back, I'm thinking about awkwardness when we're talking about sitting with your parents while someone's getting plowed on TV.
That's worse.
I used to have a friend who, like, we'd all go over his house, like, play guitar and eat snacks and stuff like that, who was obsessed with, like, wanting to watch pornos with all of us.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure that's, like, a kink for sure. Like,
I'm sure, for sure.
Yeah. But, like, yeah.
But, like, inviting all your buds over, play guitar and talk about punk rock, and then, like, at some point, just sitting in a room with a bunch of people watching a porno.
Wanted you to whip your dicks out.
It wasn't just guys. I mean, it was guys and girls.
Oh, that's weird. This is weird.
Yeah, strange. And I mean, there'd always be like the first 15 minutes would be like everybody joking about it. Yeah. And then it would just get super uncomfortable. And then like people would start meandering toward the kitchen and outside. And
yeah, like what are we supposed to watch this whole fucking movie?
Yeah.
That's awful.
Like a whole room full of people with hot rods and dripping.
You're gross, first of all. Second of all. That's too young. Like, how old was everybody?
Oh, probably between like 15 and 17.
Yeah, that's like predator ass behavior. Should we look that guy up on Facebook?
I would rather not. The last time I looked someone up from high school that randomly flipped into my head, this was only 2 weeks ago. The kid that I knew in high school, his name popped into my head. I was like, oh, I haven't thought of that guy in a long time. Google searched his name. The first thing that popped up was like a court case where him, his wife, his brother, that's how I knew it was him because of the brother. Him, his wife, and his brother had all been arrested and put in jail for stockpiling weapons.
I feel like that's a real Michigan thing.
It is a real Michigan thing for sure.
Looney Tunes.
Speaking of Looney Tunes, my second comic book review review is Space Mouse, issue number 2, and it's great. It's about a mouse who flies around in outer space and saves people.
I saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah, I put it on my Instagram. A classic. What was funny is I bought the Space Mouse comic book, and the seller on eBay contacted me and said, "Hey, John, this is Dave from Dave's Comics. Thanks for buying comics from me for 45 years."
Like, this guy straight up knew that you're the only one that was going to buy Space Mouse.
Probably.
That's so weird, though, because I swear you talk about Dave's Comics all the time, and then you buy a random comic on eBay and you know the guy. That's fucking, what are the odds?
Yeah. My friends worked at Dave's. I used to work at Dave's on Poll Day. You know what Poll Day is?
Where you put them in everybody's boxes.
Bags, yes.
Yeah, whatever. Well, we had boxes at my comic store. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
But no, I've been buying comics from Dave since I was like 9 years old. And then he closed Dave's 20 years ago and moved away.
Mhm.
And here I am buying a copy of Space Mouse from Dave from Dave's Comics.
Crazy.
Didn't give me a fucking discount. Typical Dave.
I know, why didn't he send you an extra one?
Typical Dave.
I wanted to tell you something funny that I was watching the BAFTAs the other day, which nobody watching knows what that is. It's the British Academy of Film and Television Awards. It's like the British version of the Oscars. It usually like foreshadows who's gonna get nominated or / win some Oscars. Like between the Golden Globes and the BAFTAs is kind of what happens at the Oscars. Sometimes there's a surprise. But anyway.
Did I win anything?
You did not.
Okay, just making sure. I want to be prepared.
I know. That would be really crazy if I broke that on here, huh? But anyway, well, the cute part is Banshees of Inisherin won Best Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress. So Barry Keoghan won, our homie. He's not really our homie, but we talked a lot about him on here.
Yes.
I was really happy for him. And then the best film that won was All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a German fucking war movie, and now I have to watch it.
Yes, you do. Or you can read the book.
Yeah, you told me it was a remake.
Yeah.
It's probably really great. I just don't have any interest. But if it's gonna possibly win the Oscar, I have to watch it. But anyway, that's not why I'm fucking telling you any of this. Jamie Lee Curtis was one of the presenters, and she with Anya Taylor-Joy, so it was like a real moment. So she gets on the microphone and she does this, starts telling this joke, and she's like, "Just so you guys know, everybody in Hollywood shares the same Netflix password." And like the whole audience started laughing. And then she's like, "The password is," I was just fucked it up. Hang on. "Sir Patrick Stewart." I thought you would love it. And he was like in the audience, and then the camera shot to him, and he's like, that was cute.
Has anyone tried to see if it actually works?
No, I haven't. Somebody probably should.
Might have been a truth dart. She might have been hiding the truth in plain sight.
Oh, no, she said it was Sir _Patrick _
That's what I mean.
I know. So you got to put the underscores. Who knows? Maybe it's the truth. Maybe that's why they're upping all of our prices, because everybody in Hollywood uses the same Netflix.
That's true. New episode of Picard dropped today. Saw more Chad Lindbergh on there.
Bullshit.
Operating the transporter. He's moving up.
I haven't watched it.
It's not for you.
It's not for me. Is it on Peacock?
No, it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, the unrated Megan dropped on Peacock today.
I know, it's 5 seconds longer than the release.
5 seconds?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I saw one clip that's like unedited or whatever that's more gross than the original. It was just where that kid's ear gets ripped off, and they showed it like way more. It was pretty gross, but still.
Yeah, the running time is 5 seconds longer.
Well, they better cut out some other stupid shit. I'm going to watch it because I feel like it would be better.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it. Oh my God, we're speaking of gore and death and whatever.
Wait a minute. Did you know that on Star Trek there's a human robot like Megan?
There is?
His name is Data.
Oh, he's a human robot?
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that. I thought he was just weird. You know how Spock's kind of weird?
Well, they needed someone to play the Spock type of character for Next Generation, and they didn't want to use another Vulcan, so they created a human form robot. So no emotion, learning how to be human.
See, I get it. I do. See how tuned in I am?
Yeah, real great. I didn't know he was a robot. I thought he was just weird.
But no, we were at the death thing. I made you come to the car leasing place with me because I had to figure out my car lease, which I didn't really figure out anything. But when we were standing there waiting, fucking almost an hour after my appointment, I said, wait, I don't remember how it came up, but were you looking for a picture of yourself? And I was like, I don't fucking know how it started, but we talked about death photos. And then you're like, I already know yours. And I'm like, you know my death photo? And then you're like, no, I'm just kidding. So then we decided we have to pick out our death photos and tell each other so that we don't.
You mean the photos that are used in obituaries?
Yes.
Yes.
But what if we go missing and they're like, oh, look for this person? If they put the grossest picture out, I just won't answer. I'll be like, I'm going to stay missing because that photo is terrible.
Yeah, I have literally hundreds of hours of you on video.
Just looking like a dead worm.
Yep.
Well, no, really, don't you think people should like tell their friends what photo they want if anything happens? Just be like, yo, this is a good one. This is not a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, don't use a picture of what I look like now. Like, use a picture of me when I was like 16.
Find you.
People be more likely to find me. They'll be like, let's look for that guy. He's cute.
Well, I'll just send you. We'll just start a thing that's like send your friends emails of your death photos so that they have them just chilling.
I want, seriously, if I go missing, use the picture of me at the zoo with Fritz in the picture.
Yeah.
So that people can see I'm friends with Fritz.
Yeah. Yeah, they won't be to find us, they'll be just to flex on the world.
Yes.
You can use my photo with Lemmy from Motorhead if I'm ever missing. Use my picture with Travis Barker. And I'm just like, just maybe possibly murdered somewhere, but at least I look cool. I mean, at least it would make people pay attention. I feel like they'd be like,
yeah,
oh,
no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. People like, this motherfucker's missing. He was friends with the fucking hippo. We need to find him.
Right.
The hippo's going to cry.
No. Rats! I learned about a thing. I don't know how I didn't know about this already, but I was watching another 2020 a couple nights ago, and it was the weirdest fucking story. The lady, there was
Here we go.
I know I'm just fucked, but there was a mom and a daughter that got murdered in the story, and it was so okay, no, wait, I just remembered another part.
Is this 3 people or 2 people?
2.
Okay, because you said a lady, a mom, and a daughter, and I thought there was 3.
I know. It was just a mom and a daughter. They were like slightly into metaphysical stuff and tarot cards. So of course, in 2020s they do like a running theme, and like the name of the episode will have a theme, and then in between sections they'll do like a little flourish to go with the story. So the flourish that they were doing was somebody setting down tarot cards. I'm like, oh, you're trying to make it so spooky. So anyway, somebody murdered the mom and the daughter, right? Then they had no leads. Then somebody started sending weird letters to the cops admitting to it in like weird writing and writing shit weird and spelling shit weird. And then a guy walked into the police station dressed as a fucking vampire with a cape on. And he's like, they used to hang out at the metaphysical store and I know them. And then he pulls out like an athame, like a fucking
ritual knife.
Yeah, so ritual knife. And he's like, this is what they were murdered with. You can keep it. And then they tested it and they're like, nobody got murdered with this. This guy's fucking weird. So that guy didn't have anything to do with anything. And then, so the real murderer flees. This was in like fucking, I don't remember, Tennessee, Kentucky, somewhere down there. He flees to Michigan. So he lived in Michigan for a while and they're showing all these receipts. He went all the way up 75. He was in Sault Ste. Marie. He went to Detroit Zoo and all this shit. He sent one of the letters from Gaylord, Michigan. So after all these weird twists and then throwing in tarot and vampires and shit, it just ended up being the daughter's fucking bullshit fiance. Killed her and the mom for no fucking reason, ran away to Michigan, started another life, and then got busted. He like told his new fiance that he did it. What?
It's always weird when people, like, first of all, I understand that sometimes it's hard for people to find people if you want to find someone to live with or marry or whatever. But I feel like a lot of times you hear stories, crime stories, where the spouse was like, yeah, she told me she killed somebody, or yeah, he told me he killed somebody, but I didn't believe him. Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers who are just like, yeah, I killed someone, and then people are like, yeah, I don't believe you, I'll still marry you.
Yes, so often.
So often. Too often.
And they're like, and now looking back, I probably should have listened. They're like, oh, no fucking shit. Could he have told you anything worse? But anyway, that's literally not why I brought this up. I got to circle back to why I even brought it up, but they talked about this thing called a dying declaration, where if you're literally, if the cops show up to the scene and you're fucking 95% dead.
Yes, your dying declaration.
Yeah, I didn't know about those. And you literally have to believe that you're going to die. You're not going to make it. And the cop, it can be a cop, it can be a doctor, it can be a regular person. They legitimately have to think you're not going to make it too. You can give a dying declaration as to who the fuck you saw, any details, whatever. And if the person dies, it does hold up in court. If the person doesn't die, it doesn't hold up in court.
Right.
I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you got, if they get there in time and you got one thing to say that motherfucker's name.
Yeah. But yeah, they were talking about how like the mom, when they got to this scene that I just talked about, the mom was still alive, but they knew she was like they had to look her in the face and be like, I do believe you're going to die. Is there anything you fucking want to say? Like
Yeah.
and the person talking about the exchange was like, it's counterintuitive because you want to tell somebody that they're gonna live so that they have that like will so that they make it. But like in that moment, if you like are straight up sure that they're gonna die, it's better for you to get some fucking crumb of information.
Yeah, what's really interesting, there's some case from the 1950s, I believe, where a wife killed her husband and his dying declaration, like they went in there and they were like, do you know who attacked you and who murdered you, like whatever. And he was kind of in and out of a like comatose state, but his last words were his wife's name.
Yeah.
And then they had to think of like, well, did he say her name because she's his wife and he loved her?
Yes.
Did he know that he was saying her name because she was the one who killed him? Like, it was a big deal because that dying deck, it holds so much power.
That's literally exactly what happened in this case, because that lady that was about to die, she said her fucking ex-husband's name and it wasn't him. And then they realized down the line that she had Alzheimer's. So she was just saying a fucking name, but he wasn't the one who did it. And that guy had an alibi. Like he was literally at work. He's like, it wasn't me.
Yep.
That's wild. That was a wild case. That's like I think it's the newest video on 2020 on Hulu, if you guys want to watch it. I think the episode is called House of Cards, and the font that they used is sick as fuck. It looks so 70s. Well, this leads into, oh my God, we were talking about the other day too, that like, because I sent you an article that like certain like QAnon people are getting into metaphysical shit now. And
they're not getting into it. They have been into it for a long time.
And I sent it to you and I'm like, well, this can't be good because certain people can't discern between a legitimate thing and a non-legitimate thing. So I'm like, I hope that people don't start seeing metaphysical festivals and conferences and being like, oh, this is like a QAnon thing, because it's not.
But they are.
Not always, not the people that we know.
No, I mean, we know good weirdos.
Yeah.
But there are people who are like, I mean, especially in this day and age and in this culture where crystals can heal you more so than science. Vaccines are meant to like, and all of a sudden you're down a completely different fucked up road.
Right. They said that the article that I sent you to said that they've been retooling the word starseed too and saying that they're fucking aliens.
Yeah.
They said it was what was it originally meant to mean? Humans that were abducted to make babies?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know why they're saying it.
Because there's this idea that has become really rampant now that.
Wait 1 second. My bad. So starseed originally meant humans that were meant to have alien babies, but now they're saying that starseeds are people who are already aliens, and that's not right?
Yes, they're higher consciousness that's been put inside someone's body.
Right. That's not what starseed was supposed to mean before, right?
It wasn't supposed to be, but it was a way of the whole concept of like starseeds has always been to empower people that people are always looking for a way to be better than other people.
Mm-hmm.
And calling yourself a starseed, whether it was because you were chosen by the aliens or because you have a higher consciousness in you, like it's just a way that people can use to like brag on themselves.
Yeah.
I've known lots of people that say that they are star seeds and say that they're like, their consciousness is like, for 30 years, I've dealt with people like this. And I always just find it a weird flex. I would think much more of you that you came to these ideas living a purposeful life and a good life, and you developed your own consciousness and your own awareness and kindness for the world on your own. Like, I don't think it's a flex, like, to say that someone bestowed it upon you or you were born into the family of higher consciousness level people. Like, I don't get that.
Right. Yeah, I don't either.
And then I was telling you people like Jay-Z Knight and Carrie Cassidy, like there's a whole lot of problematic people in the metaphysical community who use it as a way to not only grift people for a ton of money, but I mean, there've been mind control complaints lodged against people and cult status, on some people. It's been very weird for a very long time.
They talked about like Lemurians and shit too, and people think they're Lemurians or whatever the fuck, that whole thing. Listen, I don't know what the fuck I thought. I thought it was like a planetary thing, or like I don't know what I thought. I didn't know that Lemurians were from fucking lemurs. I I didn't. That's the thing.
So, no. So here's the thing.
Tell me everything.
Okay. Lemuria
Yeah.
is a mythological Pacific Ocean Atlantis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Atlantis is in between Africa and America.
Okay.
Lemuria is supposed to be in the Pacific Ocean between California and Japan and Asia.
Got it.
Okay. The name Lemurians, the people who lived there, the reason it was named that was because at one time in history, actual scientists thought there must have been a landmass because of the way that lemurs are spread across the European continent. So there must have been a land bridge that the lemurs could have crossed.
Yeah, I didn't know it had anything to do with lemurs at all.
Yes. So it got the name Lemuria as a land bridge that lemurs could have crossed. And then like in the 1900s, fantasy writers started talking not about Atlantis, but about Lemuria, the other continent.
Yeah.
And then it developed this whole mythological history that there were people that lived there like Atlanteans, there were Lemurians.
Yeah.
And then it sank and it went under the water. And so there are Lemurians.
Yeah, I don't know why I never even looked into it or put any thought into it. And then also I feel like there's like a crystals that are like called that. So I thought it was like a geological planetary land thing. I'm like, and then I read it, I'm like, what, lemurs, real lemurs? What?
Yeah.
Why are you going to name your whole fucking existence and planet after a lemur?
Do you know what lemur means?
What?
It means the ghost.
It does?
It does.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen a lemur?
They have a little ghost face?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they're nocturnal. And they're called the ghosts.
Mind blown.
But anyway, yeah, Lemurian is just like Atlantean.
Love it. But then these people think they're from there. Some of the people at these metaphysical fairs think they're from there.
Yeah, and some people think they're from Atlantis too. And some people think they're Venusians, and some people think they're Saturnians, and some people think they're from Zeta Reticuli, and some people think they're Andromedan, some people think they're from the Pleiadians, the star system.
We got to make up a place that we think we're from. Just nobody murder us. We have to pick out our pictures first. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared.
What if for your death picture, I just gave them a picture of Toad?
Find the bitch connected to this thing. Story at 11. She's missing and there's a small goblin next to her. You want to know what I looked up the other day? I call him a goblin a lot. I used to call being a goblin a lot. And then this is the thing. So goblin, and then sometimes I call him goblet, and then I started calling him goublet, like if it was French. So I looked up, I'm like, what if the French for goblin is actually goublet, but it's not? I looked it up and it's luton.
Yeah.
Goblin, luton. So now I've been following Toad around going, luton, luton. For goblin.
Yes. So the argument that some people have made against me when I am protesting the Nain Rouge parade is that because it's a French origin story, it's actually Rouge Luton.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually a red dwarf. I mean, even though Nain Rouge also means red dwarf, but they think it's a luton more than they think it's a goblin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Luton.
But I still think I'm right about Nain Rouge.
I think you are too.
That shit's coming up again too.
Yep. I can't wait for myself not to go again.
Yep.
It's always on the most cold day of the year and I don't want to be around that many people. I just don't feel like it.
I don't think it was cold last year.
It's always fucking cold. In every picture and every free press article you've ever been in, you have a coat on and a scarf and a hat and everybody looks cold.
Whatever. It's in March.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. What else?
Can't believe you made me talk about Lemurians.
We have to talk about everything on here.
I know. But if people are interested in the Lemurians, you should read Lynn Carter's Thongar series from the 1970s.
Oh my God.
Thongar, the king of Lemuria. It's like Conan the Barbarian.
Is he green? Is he an alien?
No, just a barbarian.
Person.
Yep.
I've been watching, I know I'm way late to this party, but I've been watching ASMR videos, which feels really creepy, but I don't know how I stumbled into it. But there's this girl on YouTube called GB, Gibi, and her channel is called GB ASMR. And this is a fucking weird thing that I didn't know existed. First of all, I thought most ASMR was either people talking, like whispering, or like just people tapping on weird items, right? But there's this other section of ASMR that she does where it's like people going to fucking fake appointments. I swear. So she reenacts like dentist appointments, haircuts, fucking people shining a flashlight in your eyeballs, people checking your ears, and people like that shit. really weird. But anyway, she has a whole video that's a fake Area 51 video, and she's dressed up like an alien, and she's like inspecting you like you've been abducted by an alien. But she says, okay, I know that sounds creepy as fuck, but she does it in the cutest way. Like the alien is so cute. So she does this part, and she's got an alien filter on her voice, and she does this part where she's like, she's testing your levels, right? She's going through like medical shit, and then she tests for empathy, and then she tests for happiness, and then she says out loud, she's like the person that she's doing it on is confused by her checking their empathy and happiness, and she's like, are these vitals not important to your people? And it was like my heart was like, oh my god, oh, it was so sweet.
And then she shoves a bunch of stuff in your holes and a needle in your eyeball.
I know, for real, but it's really cute if you guys want to look it up. But her normal videos are so cute. I don't know. It just is very relaxing for me. I have a very overactive, fucking stressed out brain, and something about like listening to weird sounds is very relaxing. So I've been doing it before sleep, and I feel like it's been helpful.
I like listening to the normal rain. I like listening to the normal wind.
Yeah, well, there's not always some sound outside.
If I want to fall asleep, I usually fall asleep to an audiobook.
About a space mouse?
No, I'm re-listening to Isaac Asimov's Galactic Empire and Robot novels right now.
Sick.
No, by the way, Isaac Asimov, the science fiction writer, was the first person to write about human form robots with positronic brains, and that's what Data is in Star Trek. Come back around.
Oh, I'm roasted. Data. We were just talking about Megan and Data and Spock.
Yep.
Why do I feel like I have an Asimov book? What the fuck Asimov book would I have?
You might have the rightness of wrong.
Nope.
Isaac Asimov is, I think, still the only author that has at least one book in every category of the Dewey Decimal System.
Neat.
So he has books on like plants, he has books on geology, he's got books on how to interpret Shakespeare, everything.
I probably have a plant one or a geology one.
Probably.
Anything else?
Let's see, I talked about Space Mouse, I talked about Cosmo Cat, I talked about, those are my real main ones.
The neighbor's house lit on fire.
It pulled the whole electric box out of the back of her house.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Like the tree branch fell, it hit the power line, and the power box bolted to the back of her house, pulled out of the back of her house, and shot across her backyard.
Yeah, mine surprisingly didn't rip anything off my house, but.
Yours was an old cable TV line.
I know, but it didn't. I don't even know why it was there.
Because cable companies always run their own lines. So like if you look outside my house now, there's like 3, because when I moved in, I had Wide Open West or something, and then I changed it again and they ran a new line, and I changed it again, they just keep running fucking lines to my house.
There was definitely one next to it that I kept like touching with my shoulder when I was trying to get this one down. I'm like, that's probably not smart, but.
It's probably not smart, but it's giving burbs a place to sit.
I know, we'll live through it. It's fine. And now I got to break down all those branches.
Yep.
When it gets warmer, so I'll probably make you help me, because I might just hire somebody to do a spring cleanup, because really there's a fucking shit show over here.
Yeah, it really is.
And I have to get somebody this year to tear up my front yard, so I don't have a front yard anymore.
You can get those little white stones you like so much.
I don't want white ones. I think I want like black or red, that like lava.
A whole yard of lava rocks.
That's it. I just want my house to look like it was plopped on Mars. Give me a ticket for not mowing my lawn now.
You don't want that because little animals will hurt their feet running on it.
I want like some kind of filler and little plants. I just don't want grass in the front. It's pointless.
Yeah. This
is all very exciting. Are we done?
I think we're done.
Okay. If you guys want to give us a call and leave us a message for our mailbag episodes, the number again is 313-444-5170.
Once again, that's 313 5170.
Detroit, angel number, Bean's birthday, 0. That's cute.
That's pretty good.
I don't know what we're doing next. I don't know what we have coming up. Oh, we have coming up April 1st. We'll be at Midwest Parafest in Toledo. If you live near Toledo, come say hello.
April
1st. That's not that far. It's like a month from now.
A month away.
So I didn't have anything else to say.
All right. Well, if you got nothing else to say, I'm done with you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here yourself.
I gotta watch crime videos.
Okay.
Toady Monk, you're such a good boy this whole episode.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.